Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater. Our adventurers defeated the mummified Kelnar Tritherion. After debating what to do with the Great Crystal while looting the tomb, all decided to touch it at once and share the power, and leave Cersei's Vouvra Cooter behind to help protect it. On the way out, Juan noticed Pleek doing something suspicious, and alerted the rest of the group. Pleek panicked and grabbed the Great Crystal and was then beaten unconscious by his recent allies, who then tied her up and gave her a pill that would make her forget the events of the past hour. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
Alright, you force feed Pleek unconsciously one of these forget-me-not pills. He forgets the past hour, so he forgets everything to right it before when he tried stealing the crystal. So just right before this stuff started happening. But still unconscious right now. Does not remember trying to take the crystal, though. Does not remember you guys disarming her. Does not remember getting beat up.
Well, let's not unbind him. Let's pick up the ring and store it on one of our persons so he can't use it. Put it in my bag of holding. I really think it'd be better for you. Okay, or destroy it. Yeah. How does one go about destroying it? How does Thunder is going to CMD against the item, right? Alright, well, who's our strongest person? Let's hit it. Ramses? Start smashing that shit. I'll smash it. Liz, are you on board with this? Smashing the ring?
I have no idea what this thing does. That's why this whole thing started, is because I asked Pleek what it was. So
you guys all flipped out all of a sudden. Before Pleek can even answer a question.
Probably. No, it's set up by the HBI uses it, and Pleek's uncle, who's with the Chaos unit, uses it. So it's strictly for destruction and mayhem purposes.
So it couldn't be used to, like, get to the bad people?
Yes, it could.
I mean, it's a teleporter that goes right... It's a teleporter that goes right to their lairs. Of course it can be used to get to the bad people.
I would let you know, as Ortega, in this skin hiding, I can potentially get us there by looks alone. It's not... And I know where it is anyway, so I can get us there by
If I put it in my bag of holding, and someone comes out on the other end, they're in my bag of holding, they'll suffocate, they'll die.
And the teleporter doesn't work unless it's on a ley line. So, like, it works right here, right now. If you move it, won't work. Won't matter. Outside of this area, it won't matter. Unless you're near another ley line, it won't matter.
Well, do we know where the ley lines are? Would we be able to know that?
You guys don't even know that's what it requires. But I'm saying that as a DM, not as something you guys would know, but...
Can we search him for more rings, see if Pleek has any more on him?
You can, but Pleek does not. Pleek is only carrying this one teleporter.
Alright, cool. Well, I'm okay with breaking it. We don't really need to go there, but it couldn't hurt to have it as an option. But, if we remember that we have it. Like, we can just pull some water or something.
It'll help us get from, like...
Wait, did something else on my lines other than Morgan? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we use it. I don't really know. Anyway.
We could just Zone of Truth Pleek whenever she wakes up and get her to tell you how it works, rather than destroying it because you don't know what to do with it.
Well, she does remember that we attacked her. So if she sees that we took her shit...
Yeah, well, when I wake up bound and gagged, I'm gonna fucking think something's up, aren't I? Aren't I, you big pieces of shit?
There goes your whole life. She's like, well, I fell asleep and you guys gagged me?
The wizard possessed you so that you would attack us, and so we bound you and didn't kill you.
Oh, no, you just...
Well, that'll be a bluff check, but you can do that.
And looted me and dominated my spider. Gotcha.
Yeah, if she's forgotten, why don't we use it?
He doesn't even want to look at you guys.
Yeah, this way we can tell her what we want when she wakes up and be like, this is what you did. You were a big old bag of dicks. So we tied you up.
Do we need to tie her up, though? She doesn't remember anything that happened?
She already doesn't remember the past hour, so...
Alright.
I mean, right now she's, like, passed out, so nothing's gonna happen. And when she wakes up, she's not gonna remember any of this. But if she wakes up tied up, then she's gonna get mad. And then the pill is worthless.
True, but...
And the spider's small.
Yeah. We have collateral. I think our best way is if we just not let her know that this happened. So just put everything back the way it was. That's what I'm saying. Alright, and then we break the ring and he'll think that he lost it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or we can take the ring and hide it. Or no, when you break it, just be done. Well, he'll see the pieces laying around. I think we need to hide it. Let's take, someone needs to take it. Put it in your bag of holding. Scott, Sean, will you put it in your bag of holding? Okay.
Pleek regains 1 hit point after an hour, and now has 1 hit point since you stabilized her, and is able to wake up with 1 hit point if she chooses to do so.
Fine, I'll wake up and I'll do a perception check.
You will, even without rolling, you'll know that you're bound and gagged and blindfolded or whatever, but you can roll more to see if you notice anything else where you are, things like that.
Hey, buddy.
He's bound and gagged.
She looks really confused. And angry. Like, what the fuck am I tied up for? What's going on, guys? Maybe someone should explain themselves.
Yeah, or we could just leave. We could all just leave her. We're gonna leave her.
I'm gonna say,
Are you just gonna leave us?
yeah, we're better than you.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
I was not necessarily going to leave you, you just assumed that I was and attacked me before I could do anything.
I remember that.
You've exposed your true ways, and this is the only way that we can cooperate with you like that.
How am I bound?
By rope, I assume is what they said they had, this rope.
How? On my hands? Can I do this? Can I touch my hands to my hands?
They tied your fingers and shit, right?
Take the tie to your side, fingertips to the end right here where you can't wiggle it. All the joints are tied thoroughly.
How much rope did you fucking have?
They have 50 foot, I think. So. Among all of them have 50 foot each, I think, on their packs.
So my hands are like this against my body?
Hands against the sides, guys? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
With the joints of his fingers, and we have his toes tied together like this.
Alright, well, then just fucking call me when you find out what you want to do with me, because I can't do anything until then. So I'm just gonna
That's the
go
point.
take a shit.
So, I think we should take him back to...
I take a poop on plate.
No. Stop that.
I'm kidding.
Alright, we'll load him, we'll tie him to one of the camels and walk out of the temple.
I think we should take him to...
I had to get
Alright, you tie Pleek to a camel and you exit back through all the rooms you came through, reverse solving all the riddles.
Research thing like
Alright, you guys make it back out to the great desert of Kelnar.
Wait.
Think if you were just a little more forthwith with like what your plans were, don't start doing shady shit.
So maybe-
you wouldn't have had five other
How about this? How about this as like a compromise? Once you guys leave the temple, how about you ungag Pleek at least and then ask what's up?
Only better from a guy. I kind of like it.
I like the gag.
My answer will be eat my dick.
There you go. It's not going to get anywhere at this point.
He's betrayed all of us in this character multiple times.
Yeah, you keep screwing us over, dude.
Like, we've all died in the game. Ramses was gone for 5 fucking months, and then Ortega came in.
I want to poke Pleek on the nose and go, boop.
Scott's just fucking with it. Like,
Alright, meanwhile, Aristophanes,
Can I roll a perception check?
you may.
Well, what do I have off the bat? Should I really,
Hey Brian, before we get too far away from that, I'm gonna take Harriet back out of the bag because it only lasts for 5 hours. So
Okay.
I took Harriet back out.
Alright, she will scurry back over to Pleek. Alright, so the spider's free with Pleek. What's happening? Oh, Aristophanes, did you roll a perception?
yeah, 13.
You are in the desert of Kelnar, searching for your friends. You see a group emerging from the sand in the distance.
Can I make them out? Do I recognize them?
You can't. It is kind of like miragey, the way that the heat is blowing off the sand. But you can see a group of people, about 8 people or so, coming out of the middle of the desert, and there's no one else out here except for you. So you have reason to believe it's your friends because there's not a whole lot of people wandering around the desert.
Alright, well then I'll head their way.
You roll up to them. All right. You can roll a perception check, and then everyone in the group can roll a perception check.
I think the rest of the group is all outside so we can see them.
Well, then they won't see jack shit, but Juan will.
I was gonna say, I can roll a check. 19.
Yeah, you see
I can
them.
do it for Kit too.
Yeah, you can roll for Kit.
So I got 21 and 22.
All right, Kit and Juan are the first ones to spot another. You guys see another kitsune in the distance in the sand. You can't quite make it out yet. It's about 150 feet away, but it's definitely a kitsune.
We're like, guys, there's people, and they're all like arguing about Pleek still because nobody wants to listen to me.
Everyone's all butthurt about Pleek. Yeah.
I'm the only one that wants to let Pleek go, and they're all like arguing with each other about like how to not do it. So they're not even listening to me.
Yeah, but you see a kitsune in the distance. You and Kit do, and
We're
they
punching the arm
see
and be
you,
like,
whoever it
"Look,
is. Yeah. It's a gray
Look back at
kitsune.
Jock as
As a matter of fact, you probably, with a 22, you probably noticed it's a gray kitsune, which you've only seen one other gray kitsune in your life, so, besides whenever you were in the Skyfox Mountains.
Yeah,
So you will
yeah.
either know that it's a Skyfox assassin or your friend Aristophanes. You'll know it's one of those foxes.
And I'm a Sky Foxy person, so.
Yeah?
Well, can I look at my thing and see if they're
Yeah, whoever it is sees you.
a gray kitsune Sky Fox person? How exciting! So can I start like jogging a little bit towards them?
Yeah, you separate from the group and start running that way. You want Kit to follow you?
Yeah, can I like Baywatch run towards them?
Alright, you start running. You start running towards this fox you see in the distance, and Kit starts following you while everyone else is arguing about Pleek. And the two of you
Yeah,
run,
you're not
and
gonna
you
listen to
meet
them, run
you
away.
meet Aristophanes. About
Holy shit.
about 60 feet away from the rest of the group, the two of you run into Aristophanes. You're the first one
And
to
I'm
run
gonna
into
hug you
Aristophanes.
before you can say anything. Oh my god, hi!
Long time no see.
Oh my god, where have you been? We thought you were dead. I'm so excited to see you. Everybody else is back there. They're mean and arguing. So, but whatever, we can talk.
Liz, we are not mean and arguing.
You are. You guys are all mean and you're all arguing.
So, I asked him, what are they arguing over? Wow,
A really bad decision. So,
Why is that guy all tied up? No. Thank you, bud.
that girl's tied up because it's part of the bad decision that they've made.
It's not our bad decision, Liz. He did all of this shit.
So is this a kidnapping?
I agree
No.
that we should have untied him and just had it where it was your memories wiped and like, what are you talking about, your ring skull? That's a conundrum. Right,
Then we would know to keep an eye on her and take her ring away from her.
No, I said that at
And
the
you can
beginning.
zone of truth her, make her tell you the truth.
But now we're in the situation we're in, and
That's right. We've got.
I think we're not going to do anything violent. Scott's gone this, so the threat of instant, violent attack or someone doing further taunting,
Or peeing or pooping
Good.
on them.
yeah, is gone. So I think that we have a very
Oh,
reasonable goal.
I'm gonna be like,
that we're
hey,
going to
Aristophanes, what's up, man? Long time to see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be like, hey, Aristophanes, this is everybody else.
Alright, you bring Aristophanes back to the rest of the group.
Holy shit. So we catch up?
This is my nephew Kit. He's also a kitsune.
Kit the kitsune.
From Rick and Morty.
Kitsune. Kit. You're really old, mister.
Because he's gray? I get it, because his fur is gray.
Let me summon a hut, and we can all sit there and discuss what to do while Broderick holds a blade at Fleek's throat to make sure he doesn't squirm around in the hut.
So one of the first things I want to know is
Keep him outside the hut with Broderick.
what the hell did this guy do?
He's been up to no good. He screwed us over a couple of times and was attempting to screw us over again. We suspect. He's yet to been able to explain himself, but we've heard from multiple sources, confirmed by multiple people, that he is trying to just cause trouble.
So what I wanted to do was to make diplomacy tea with everybody, and we can all talk, right? And then Ramses can zone of truth.
I'll bust out the diplomacy weed. We can smoke that too. That gives us all plus like 5 to diplomacy. Why do we? I don't know. Like, why not? It's fun.
I do want to smoke some
I'm on board.
Because we need to know the truth
Yeah.
about what Pleek is doing. Because otherwise it's
Told
just
the
going to be
truth
this
the whole
constant
time.
conflict.
Yes,
but we
Pleek
can
has told the
find
truth.
I've
out.
never lied about my business.
Pleek has not lied about it, but they don't know that. Do you do that? Are you going to propose a diplomacy meeting? A meeting of the minds? A
Well,
peace
it's not
pipe?
it's not about Pleek lying. It's just about us not knowing anything, and we've been apparently screwed over multiple times.
We've brewed some diplomacy tea. We're smoking some diplomacy weed. Everyone's chill. You guys have brought Pleek back into the hut. Pleek's really confused because she's tied up and she doesn't know what happened. She doesn't remember all that shit has happened. And she's angry for good reason. But you guys are now sharing. You've given her some tea and some weed, and you're like, let's talk this out. So here's your chance to talk this out and make peace in the hut right now. Let's start with Juwan, because Juwan seems like a good place to start. And we'll go this way and end with Pleek. We'll pass the conch shell around. And let everyone air their grievances. All right, we'll smoke some diplomacy weed, and you've got an improved diplomacy right now, so even if you don't need to roll it, but if you want to roll it to make a point, you can. People will just listen to it. It's like passing the conch. People listening to what you're saying right now. You're all sharing ideas and information. Go around the circle, talk about your feelings, and then at the end of this, hopefully we'll have worked it out psychologically. Go, Juan.
Feelings. Excellent. So, I'd just like to set up the meeting, everyone. We're here because some members of our group feel very disenfranchised by you, Pleek. Personally attacked by some of your actions. And, well, basically, I don't want them to try to continue to kill you over and over again. Because it's going to happen.
Yeah. Sorry, not talking stick. Talking stick.
Talking stick. So, I haven't been around for the past of what's happened with you guys. All I know is that there's lots and lots of animosity inside this hut. And so I think that we need to, everyone should explain, right, their motives of what's happening here. I don't like this everybody trying to kill each other business. So can I pass the stick to Pleek, or no, I have to go in a circle?
I'm last. According to DM Brian, I am last.
I mean, you can pass the stick to Pleek if you want. I was just assuming you guys would say your piece and let Pleek say her piece last.
I have the stick.
Well, you have the stick, so you can do whatever you want. I was just assuming. You can do whatever you want. It's your stick. You're gonna give Pleek the stick?
No.
Alright. Juan gives Pleek the stick. Pleek, you may respond to Juan. I'm
So
fine
does
with that.
that mean that my hands are unbound so I can grab the stick? No! Okay! That's why I'm asking. I was given a stick. What, I put it in my mouth and then I can't speak anymore because I'm biting on a stick.
I think the stick is more like, not like a literal stick. I think it's more like a metaphorical stick. This the idea that the conversation is being passed to you. It's your turn to speak, type of thing.
Can we not untie her hands, though?
No! No!
Spellcaster, he uses his hands. Trust me. And his mouth.
It's a she! Fuck's sake. What gets me is you guys keep calling it a he.
And mouth need to be dealt with. Well, he can't speak if you don't gag him. That's what I'm saying.
I can't drink tea or smoke weed if you don't ungag me.
I already
Unless
assumed-
you fucking stab an IV into my goddamn thing.
I already assumed that Pleek's ungagged at this point. Just bound still.
Are you pumping my stomach? Am I got a colostomy bag too? I mean, what's going on here?
We don't have to let him smoke the weed or drink.
You don't. That just improves your diplomacy. But it
fine.
will not improve your diplomacy with Pleek unless you also share with Pleek. It only improves diplomacy with people you're smoking with. So you have to share it to improve the diplomacy.
Exactly, that's the whole point of this.
So let Pleek respond. Pleek has the figurative stick. How do you respond to Juan?
I don't mean ill will. I'm just trying to have fun while I serve my uncle's wishes.
What are your uncle's wishes?
I thought I had the virtual talking stick. No, I'm kidding.
Joe's here.
You're not forced to answer. You can answer however you like.
My uncle is a great man, and he wants to spread his vision across the aisles of this world.
What's his vision?
Oh, that's larger for you or I to understand.
I rolled a sense motive, and I got a 21 on that.
I think with that, even with a 21, I think you will earnestly believe that Pleek believes these things. It does seem like Pleek is telling the truth from Pleek's perspective. Pleek does Pleek does think her uncle is great. Pleek does think that his machinations are greater than even she understands. But her uncle's never led her wrong before, so she's inclined to believe him and follow his...
Where have these visions taken you before? Wait a minute, Alright.
Talking stick.
Talking stick. Well, who has the talking stick? It's Pleek.
Pleek does.
Unless Pleek wants to pass it to somebody.
I said my piece, you
Alright,
know?
pass it
Like,
to somebody.
I don't know what... Alright, I pass it down the line. Who's next? Cersei's next? I give it to Cersei.
So Ramses Fortiga would be next if we're going in the counterclockwise motion.
Alright, we'll go
Alright,
counter.
fine, then I'll give it... I don't give it to Ramses Fortiga. I don't like Ramses Fortiga.
Skip Ramses
I
Fortiga.
skip
Go
Ramses
straight
Fortiga.
to go straight to Osk.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't get a talking stick.
Goes to
from me.
Osk.
Counterproductive to your, case, right?
Well, I can't help what the deck of many things made me feel about you.
The point of this exercise is to stop sending to bed.
Talking stick. Talking stick.
The deck of many things gave me one job to do, and that was to hate Ramses without any restraint.
It's true.
And I hate Ramses specifically. I hate
Ramses.
Fortiga because Fortiga is a hobgoblin. I hate Ramses because of the deck of many things. So I
Reject.
doubly just fucking hate you. I just fucking hate you.
Well, if he said that openly, correct?
I don't know if that was out of game or in game.
That was out of game.
Out
I was
of game.
explaining my motive for not passing you the talking stick.
Out of game. But in game, Osk, Pleek's nodded at you, Osk, and you seem like Pleek is inviting you to speak your piece at this point.
Okay, so well, regardless, Blake, I really don't know you very well, but I do know that you are getting in the way of me doing what I need to do. And so for that, you're bound. And for that, we're going to take you to have your own judgment taken by an independent source that is not us. Tribunal of your peers.
All right, would you like to respond to that?
I would like to respond to that. I take exception to you saying that I tried to hinder your goals because I helped you solve the riddles. I helped fight the mummy.
And he did let you touch the crystal before he took it. He could have just taken it before that.
Indeed, I could have.
Out of game, no talking stick here. With the hate shit, he's an evil aligned character. Like, what other opportunity does Ramses fucking need for a creature more primed for a smiting?
Well, you did. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Ramses. You did smite her, and you've also been talked to your god before about killing is not. You're not going to save anyone by killing them.
That's why I'm trying to go through with this.
Well, there you go.
I'm just saying, vagueness of
You spanked here. Listen. You spanked her. You spanked Pleek. You spanked her and taught her a lesson, and now you're going to let her heal and come back around, and maybe she'll find the side of good one day. It's probably not going to happen today. I wouldn't expect that you're going to change her alignment today. But you did prevent whatever was going to happen from happening, whatever that might have been. You did punish her, and you're having this heart-to-heart. And I feel like, I don't know if you guys have gotten all the motives you want to get yet, but if you want to... I'll say at this point, if Ramses needs to ask a question, Pleek will not like it, but if Ramses needs to say something, Ramses may at this point.
I don't think Osk has relinquished the talking stick yet. No.
All right. You got something else for me, Osk?
No, I have nothing else to say. I'm going to pass it.
I didn't think so.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen of this illustrious committee
Of the hut.
of my Cersei Swamp Witch Hut, I would like to point out a few times that I have been wronged by this person and have ample reason to distrust and have given her nothing but multiple chances and she continues to fuck up. Exhibit A. I was one of the first people she met in this party. I brought her in. Brought her in on a bounty where we could have made some money. She crawfished on the deal, stole my ore, and then implicated me with the crime that I intended to commit, I will admit, but did not actually commit. All right, so that happened. Then we met again, and I was like, what the shit, Lee? What are you doing? And she just pops into the shadow plane and just bolts. All right? So that's just another time. She's being a little fishy. It's a little weird. Next time we met...
But the time she vanished was under threats of violence. It wasn't under threats of violence from Ramses. It wasn't like she just vanished for no reason. It was because of Ramses was like, I'm going to kick your ass.
No, it was because I approached her and she was like, I don't want to talk about it. She was,
you're talking about... talking about underground.
Yes, underground.
Yeah.
I was thinking about on the boat. I was thinking about the second time she shadowed out. Right, the first time she just kind of just
The
dipped.
first time I dipped without reason. Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and then the next time we met, I had absolutely zero reason to trust you again. Silence in the court, please.
Respect the stick.
Next time we met, I told you you would not be welcome with us unless you put on this lovely ring of truth. And which you did take, I will give you that. But then eventually, you were able to take it off, and you gave it away, which was the symbol of trust between the two of us. Because you knew what that ring did, because you couldn't lie anymore. You were bound to it. I was also told by Longa your secret mission to cause havoc and trouble, and you also actually tried to recruit me once to havoc, but I was still kind of mad at you, so I told you I wasn't interested in helping out your uncle. You have come forward to me with a lot of your shit, and I'm telling everyone and anyone right now. But I also don't think we should kill it. I think, yeah.
Pass the stick. Time for a response.
Since I
Rebuttal?
I feel that I have been wronged the most, and even though I don't want her dead, I think that there should be some serious sanctions against her. But we can move forward in that. Passing the stick to Aristophanes. Why not, right?
Oh, I don't get a rebuttal on Cersei's comments. Okay.
You will. Hey, she can give you one, but you gotta wait.
I get to decide where the stick goes. The way
Yeah,
the shit's been
Indeed.
It's fair.
Indeed.
It's
That
fair.
is 100%.
going.
It's fair.
Music is past. Cersei, shut the fuck up.
Man, you guys have some baggage.
Yeah, they do. They do have some baggage.
It's a third party, though. He doesn't know anything. He's taking Fleek's word versus all of our words. So this is
Aristophanes is new to this party, and Aristophanes has a mission of his own. And you guys don't know that, but yeah. But Aristophanes can ask whatever he wants.
Speaking of my original mission, do I have any second thought as to the orc creature with us?
You will roll me a perception check.
What's that?
I need-
Natural 20?
19 plus 1 is 20.
Yeah, that's enough to recognize that the flyer was for Osk.
Ooh.
Cool. So I'm gonna play it cool and not say anything concerning that.
Obviously.
But I will.
Classic
I will
assassin.
Express my interest in accompanying these guys on the next phase. Apparently, the bunch. This guy's bound up, tied up. Everybody keeps yelling at him. Apparently, take him somewhere.
I'm not dead,
or
so I
some
don't-
way, or so.
I wave my hand to Aristophanes when he gets done.
But yeah, I think I'll tag along with you guys.
Okay.
I'll pass it.
Aristophanes expresses interest in following along with you guys.
Yeah.
And gives no opinion on our...
Gives no opinion on this current situation. This is like, I want to hang out with you guys, and passes the stick.
Let's go through this shit until now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've
So,
waited my fucking turn.
Okay. All right.
I met these guys in the desert. I figure it's a good survival thing to stick together. And then I'll pass the metaphorical talking stick to,
Pleek.
is it Ramses or?
Yeah.
I can use it.
I look a little different, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry about
You won't
that.
recognize Ramses. Ramses is now in a hobgoblin body, but
I got hair, actually, now. I'm a green, ugly hobgoblin with a rotten vagina. But I'm trying to find another body. That's a different tale for another day. But, no, Fleek spoke of his visions, everyone. He's always going into these vague references and vague terms and never expounding on anything to a direct level. Where these visions have led, because I have traveled with him, as Ortega is a member of the HBI, the most evil organization in this plane, to do destruction. And Osk has also seen the HBI's whereabouts and its level of evil. But in general, this is just an agent of chaos. Now, I do not think we should kill him or her. I do think that she should stand trial, as Osk and I have discussed, and go before the research group, which is a good entity, which we can all relate to, since none of us in this current group are of an evil alignment. I don't know who Aristophanes is, but I'm not going to say that in game. That's whatever.
you don't know. Unless you want to do a detect alignment, you can do that. You have the power.
This is my with Fleet. But legitimately, I have seen Fleet commit many acts of chaos. And I feel for our quest, for our orb that we came in, landing on Cersei's house at the beginning of this quest that we've gone so far on, that it would just be detrimental to continue with such an agent of chaos by our side, who not only uses the crystal for chaotic means of destruction, which I don't think anyone beyond Urgathoan religion could really deal with, but the chaos can reach into that too. It's chaos. Chaos is utter chaos. So if you're trying to bring peace to your woodland land, Liz, Juwan, potential, you and Jacques will bring peace to your land and bring your woodland people back to prominence. That's not going to happen with an agent of chaos in control. That's the opposite of peace, is chaos. So that is what Ramses, the lineman of Irori, the research group is trying to do, is bring peace back to the world, not in an order of law and order, division, boot stomping, but in the level of people having their own ideas and their own free will, which is being coerced and destroyed by people from the HBI and Nevercrooks, and by people in the armies of Westport and the Drow. And we have seen this firsthand on multiple accounts. Now, people can be saved, and this is why I think that we should not kill Pleek. And I've never said we should kill Pleek. I mean, everyone just thinks I have, and apparently, whatever.
You did hit Pleak really hard with a sword a bunch of times.
Yeah, but did I kill him?
Almost. Almost.
What's the first escape button? What are you talking about?
Yours really strong. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're really strong, Ramses.
I'm the bad guy here trying to kill Fleet, alright?
You're just really strong. You can't help it when you accidentally kill people sometimes.
I fucking died in the game. I don't want to hear this nonsense about, someone almost died. We all fucking died. Get over it. It's a game.
Lots of people have died. It's true.
It's a game.
You've died. Oscar's died. I don't think anyone else has died, but the two of you have died. Morgan's died multiple times.
Like, I didn't murder somebody or stab anyone. To be perfectly honest, Fleet should have died. Yeah, Fleet should have died in the first encounter anyway, so I don't want to hear this bullshit about I'm the bad guy. We should take him back to Southport, to the island for judgment by Longa.
Alright, that's your piece. Do you pass the stick to Juan or Pleak or someone else?
I don't get a chance to rebuttal any of the things that have been said from the last three people.
Well, I would broker peace and give it to Pleak.
Alright, to Pleak. Ramses is being the bigger. Ramses is being a true paladin and taking the higher road.
Killed him, yeah.
It passes the stick to Pleak to give Pleak a chance to speak on her behalf.
I don't have anything to say anymore. I don't know. What am I going to say? I've said everything. I get it. Take me to the researchers. That's how it's going to end, right? Or I can say, eat my dick. There, I say, eat my dick to Ramses. Now kill me. I don't care.
Peace be with you, brother.
Alright. And who do you pass the stick to?
I don't have the stick, do I?
Yeah, currently.
I metaphorically shoved the stick up my own ass and tell you all to eat me.
Alright. So it seems like the discussion, even with the diplomacy tea and diplomacy weed, it seems like the discussion has ended. Pleak is resigned to her fate.
Yeah, I mean, how I'm not gonna get out of this any other way, right? You're not gonna untie me and let me be a part of the group until after I go bound and gagged to the researchers to stand trial.
If you have no evils or quarrels, Longa's not going to eliminate you. Ortega has been judged by Longa. Longa is a researcher that is the, what would you call it, the judge?
Right, I'm not concerned about that. I'm just saying that you guys just, you want this to resolve by me going and standing trial. I'm not going to get unbound and ungagged until that happens, right? In your minds, as a group, you don't want to untie me, let me go, let me be a person until I've stood trial, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should just continue ahead with our plan as we've had it, and that's the best option.
I also want to question Aristophanes. So how is it that you found us out here? This is a pretty random place to run into you.
Alright, so first of all, I've changed my name. I now go by Jed, not Aristophanes.
Alright. What's up, Jed?
Yeah, new name for me.
It's just like a fancy, hi, Jed! Across the world.
Man, it's been real. But it's good to see you guys again.
You didn't answer my question.
What's the question?
So how is it that you came across us in the middle of this desert in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, well,
I mean, we left you in the forest, boys. Like
Fate. I like fate as an answer.
Fate is an answer. Since you've last seen me, I've had some significant adventures. I met my local father. Yeah. That was cool. He left behind some cool swag in his will. He died for me, so that was cool too. I joined an Assassin's Guild. I'm kind of feeling like into what's Gyro?
Gorum?
Can I do a knowledge
Correct.
religion? Me too.
Yeah, you can do a knowledge religion.
I'm on the other side of the world, so we can't talk. That's gonna be a 21.
You would know that Gorm is the god of battle, the god of war, the god of conflict.
And it's an evil or neutral.
No, it's a neutral god, but yeah, it's a neutral war. It's a neutral god that's about war.
Fully neutral. Okay, cool. All about smashing shit.
Yeah. They don't believe in good or evil. They believe in the strong survive and the weak don't, basically.
Okay. So Charles Darwin of gods.
Yep. So here's what I'll leave you do. I'll leave you guys heading back to Telorix to the desert. And I forgot Viva was alone outside the forest. Actually, you're not alone. Someone came back and got you, I believe.
Was it fucking Alfred?
Yeah. So Alfred came and got you. So Viva was alone outside the Darkwood Forest.
That's his NPC.
Alfred 2.0 is a glasswork, mechanical, drow elf creation that was following Morgan around.
Spider, right?
No.
No,
Morgan's the spider.
Yeah.
Alfred's just like a golem construct. But it comes and finds you and tells you that Morgan and Alec headed into Northport. But you're outside the Darkwood Forest.
I'm going in the fucking forest.
Yes.
All right.
Can I assume that, what's fucking 2.0 hasn't returned enough time? I go searching for them.
Not yet. Right now it's just Alec 2.0 and Viva. You're still with Alec in the city. Yep. You didn't separate from Alec, so it's just you can control Alfred though. You can be Alfred. But Alfred and Viva together, you guys going into the woods?
Yeah.
All right, you head into the Darkwood Forest.
I'm gonna do a perception check. Right?
All right.
Walk in. Like, I want to walk like 6 feet in. I'm gonna do a perception check. See what's going on around. Like, in the forest.
All right. As you walk into the Darkwood Forest, it seems a little bit darker, and the wind seems to pick up, and it howls in the trees, and it's kind of eerie and spooky. As a matter of fact, Viva's kind of afraid of ghosts, and you get chills in the back of your neck as soon as you walk in the Darkwood Forest, and you feel the presence of ghostly beings, and it kind of freaks you out.
Alright, I just rolled a 13 on perception, so I'm not gonna see much.
You don't see anything, but you're definitely creeped out. You definitely feel like the heebie-jeebies.
Alright, I want to be ready action with my weapon. Automatic.
All right. You have your weapon ready.
I know from my past ghost experience, I can't hurt them, but I want to be ready, just in case.
All right, I rolled the 97, which means that something is going to attack you, so I have to figure out what real quick.
What did you roll?
A 97.
But you got Alfred. He had a percentage die.
I'm gonna die really fast. That's insane.
Resurrection always, my friend.
There's always ways to come back.
Going to play to Nirvana, brother. Actually, you're doing the hell since you sold your soul multiple times, in fact.
Okay, the second time was an accident.
Joey has sold his soul twice.
Second time was an accident.
Joey sold his
I got
soul
put
two
into
times
slavery.
more than he
During Black History Month, for fuck's sake.
As you walk into the forest, you encounter a pair of ghost-like creatures that smell like dead bodies and are dripping with putrescent goo.
Don't touch it.
Zombies, huh?
Zombies.
Well, yeah, but kind of like ethereal zombies. They're kind of like translucent. They're kind of incorporeal, but they're gooey, like Slimer. They're like Slimer ghosts.
Okay, Slimers. So I got Slimers.
You got Slimers.
Alright, so I'll see the Slimers, and I'll back the fuck up. Be like, whoa, who the fuck are you guys?
Can they talk? Yeah, that's the question.
They do not respond with any sort of language, no. I need you to roll for initiative if you don't do anything else.
I'm gonna say 2.0 is just gonna lose a crossbow at one of their heads.
Wait, I have to roll initiative?
Everyone has to roll initiative if you want to battle. That includes 2.0.
I don't about it.
Well, then you need to flee. At this point, it's either battle or flee.
Physical.
You can smash goo.
Hey, slice it. That's like a section.
Alright, that's
Smashing
18.
you.
Just out here
18
smashing
on this.
food, bro.
I'm trying to find my...
18. I have a 17. So it looks like Viva's gonna go first, then the ghost, then Alfred. So Viva, do what you're gonna do.
Alright, well, I'll go into Barbarian Rage, which gives me the +4 strength and con, 2 to will, -2 EC. So
Okay.
that takes my AC down to 14.
Alright, but you get a better attack.
But I have better attack. So I will,
Smashing hard.
and I have fast movement and Uncanny Dodge has rage skills. So Uncanny Dodge gives me the ability to dodge and add a +2 reflex, I think.
So,
Yeah,
roll it.
Alright, I'll roll for attack using my great sword, which is 2d6. 9 plus BAB and strength modifier. That's 2. So that's a 14. That's gonna be a miss.
You add your rage to that.
Oh,
Your
Oh yeah,
rage.
plus 2 more, so it's 16.
So 16. That's a 16 again.
Yeah, you swing your sword and it glides right through this thing's body and comes out the other end kind of gooey with this weird transparent goo, but does not seem to do any damage to the beast.
Shit.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Thanks.
Run away! Eat the goo!
Well, it's now the ghost turn. I rolled a 16 plus 6, so 21 versus your AC. That's a hit, you said?
I'm hit. I'm hit.
Alright.
It's a 14.
That does 1 constitution damage to you there. And then it also needs you to do a fortitude save.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Roll a fucking 7 fortitude.
Alright, so you are nauseated for 1 round. So for 1 round, you feel sick to your stomach, and you are staggered.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you are covered in slime. For the next 9 minutes, you're covered in this weird translucent slime.
That's 1 full round, right?
Oh, that's like... No, that's 20, 30...
Ah!
What is it around? 6 seconds?
This round is 6 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're nauseous for 6 seconds, and you're covered in slime for a while, but it doesn't affect you other than the fact that you're just covered in slime. It just looks gross.
Oh, okay.
And it's back to Alfred.
Okay. Alfred's going to shoot the one that just slimed Joey.
Okay.
With his repeating heavy crossbow.
Alright.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Alright, the arrows will pass right through their slimy bodies and stick to the trees behind them, all covered in slime, but not appear to do any damage to the ghosts.
Correct.
My turn?
Gotcha.
Yeah, back to Viva's turn. If
I'm going
Alfred's-
to fucking run with fast movement, which is like 40...
Alright, Alfred flees back out of the forest like he originally intended to do. He hates ghosts, is afraid of ghosts, does not want to fuck with ghosts. Is back out of the forest. So Viva flees, Alfred's left there alone to deal with these 2 ghosts. I will say Viva is able to escape. Although covered in slime. So you get out of the forest and you're like shaking slime off your fingers and shit, and like trying to wipe all this gross goo off of your body. All the ectoplasm.
It's like Slimer banged me and it's a one-night stand. I wake up and I'm covered in grossness.
Unless a frenzied guy running out and screaming like a girl.
I passed my shower, but I have to get an element.
Or 2.0 tries to book it. He's gonna shoot a crossbolt.
Okay. Roll it.
Hopefully we'll freeze it.
Roll it.
I don't know what a crossbolt does. I tried to look it up. Natural 20.
Alright, it totally hits the ghost right in the center of its mass and passes straight through it and comes out the other side all slimy. And still does no damage.
God damn it, a nat 20 is not gonna freeze it with a
It's incorporeal, dude. It doesn't have a body. You can't attack it with bows and arrows. It's a ghost made of slime.
Oh, I thought it...
Your arrows are not hurting it. I thought I made it pretty apparent that the arrows were doing no damage, but if I didn't, that's my fault.
No, you did. You made it very apparent. Yeah, but I thought like a crossbow might freeze it.
Well, you learned. Now, adapt.
I said I didn't want to.
Well, now you know. Calm down.
2.0 is gonna give it the finger and just start booking it.
Alright, Alfred 2.0 also flees. I'll allow you to also flee out of the forest and meet back up with Viva outside, catching your breath, panting, and Viva's sitting there shaking her head at you like, you idiot. What were you still doing back there? Viva hates ghosts.
Hey, buddy, you want to try again?
It's now canon that Viva hates ghosts because of that episode. Yeah. Viva's not a fan of ghosts.
Let's go to his fucking city.
Viva likes things that Viva can smash. Viva cannot smash ghosts. Yeah.
Physical things. Alright, let's go. Let's flip this side.
There are 3 cities. North, south, and east. Or north, south, and west, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to circle the other end of the forest. I want to
You don't want to go to the city and get some
No, I
backup?
want to just stay on the outside of the forest and see
Alright, we're gonna do that.
what might happen. Because this is bullshit. Like,
Well, what are you trying to do? Where do you want to go? You want
I
north
want
or
to
south?
find something that will give me experience.
Okay,
Not thousands of talkings.
Calm down. Calm down.
Alright.
Hey, level 2 and everybody's mythic balls. alright? I've got to do
Well,
something.
you need to be here to play games, and you're not always here. And it's
I'm
not
sorry
always your
that you
fault.
have to
Joey,
work.
calm down. This is not the issue right now. I'm trying to decide which way around this forest are you going.
North or south?
Yeah, he needs this information.
Alright, so we're
Yeah, right about there-ish. Yeah.
I want to go north.
Want to go
Right
north?
along past the
That's
first
what
city.
Alfred would tell you to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go north on the edge of the forest.
All right. You hear the yapping of blink dogs nearby. So you're on the northern edge of the forest, and you feel like if you enter the forest, you're probably going to encounter what are called blink dogs, which you're probably familiar with in your training, which are dogs that are both here and not here. So with them, you have a 50% chance of hitting them, 50% chance of not hitting them. So it could go either way.
Move along.
Do you just want to find only anything that you can physically...
Do you have
makes
to
sense.
understand that that's how hard my fucking life is right now?
Yeah, he's a level 2 barbarian.
Yeah, 50%
He's a level 2 barbarian. He's got no magic. He's just trying to fucking hit
I got
things.
no magic, I'm only physical. I have to
St.
hit things.
Patrick's Day.
Yay!
Heidi, heedy, heidly, hoodly, heidly, ho.
Cheers, guys.
What time?
I am behind.
Alright, I will travel. I will continue to travel past them.
Which way do you travel now?
I continue north.
You continue north. You approach the town of Northport. You reach the north gate.
Alfred's gonna say...
There are
no.
two, roll me a perception check.
It's gonna be a 17.
There are two elf guards guarding the front entrance to this Northport city.
I'm half elf.
They just walk in.
I'll speak to them and say, how are you guys doing in Elven?
They'll say, just fine. How about yourself?
Doing quite well. Do you mind if we come in?
No, go right ahead.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You guys enter the city of Northport.
The most polite thing Viva has ever...
Do you mind if we enter your city, kind sir?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're now in Northport.
That's where.
Which is mostly a factory city that specializes in magical goods. They have a lot of factories for magical goods, a lot of shops, some really nice homes, but it's mostly just a factory town.
I want to go to one of these magical shops and talk to their head blacksmith.
All right, you find the blacksmith at Northport.
Oh, should I roll like a knowledge roll or anything like that?
You can if you want to know more about the place.
Nah, I don't have knowledge roll, so I'm not gonna find
You don't know nothing about the place.
Shit.
Alright, so I'm there.
Yeah, they most of their blacksmith type items seem to be done at the factory. They do have some rare blades and stuff available at the market, but they don't have any smithy in the market. They do have like a flaming temple sword. They have got a gloom blade, quarterstaff of vaulting, a gray flame comma.
It's retail. I can't talk to the person who like physically made these.
No, not here. Not at this particular market.
Fuck. How about a sorcerer or a wizard, maybe?
Yeah, town seems to be full of like magic users, so it wouldn't be hard to find a magic user here.
Alright, well, let me go.
They've got a magic academy, a magic arena, so if you hung out around one of those, you probably could encounter a sorcerer or a wizard if you want to talk to someone.
No, I would like to go to the magic academy.
Alright, you go to the magic academy. What do you do there?
I will go up to the front desk, and I would like to speak to the person who imbues things. Someone's that gives items magical properties. I want to talk to that person.
Alright, they get one of their head instructors to come out, and it specializes in imbuing weapons with other magical powers. And he greets you, asks what your business is, how he can help you today, if you're a student.
Okay. I'm not a student, but I have a weapon that was lost in a plane that I cannot go to. Is there any possible way that I can retrieve that weapon that is soul-bound somewhere?
Oh, he said, well, it's soul-bound to you? It's attuned to you physically?
Yes, sir. It touched my hand and it is mine.
He says that he does not have a way to do so, but if you visit Barclay in Westport, in the Keep, if you go to the Keep in Westport and ask for Barclay, he's a great wizard and who's just come back into prominence recently, who is the owner of all these factories here in Northport, who is responsible for all the magic item creation here in Northport. A great wizard of some note, responsible for most of the items that are magical in the world today. That if anyone could help you figure out how to find a soul-bound weapon, it would be him.
Well, I've met Barclay, and multiple occasions. He's the other end of the teleporter. Is that not right?
He doesn't know anything about a teleporter, but he does know that if anyone could develop something called a teleporter, it'd be Barclay, so...
Well, thank you very kindly for your information, sir.
No problem. My good friend. Have a nice day.
Alright, sweet. So now we are going to... Good thing. I want to go to Westport, so I can find Barclay. But I feel like I remember Barclay.
Alright, you leave Northport, head down the road to Westport. It starts raining quite a bit. When you arrive at Westport, you're sort of wet. But the guards let you in, no problems, no questions asked. You're an elf, and you're walking with one of these golem contraptions that was obviously made by Barclay, so no one asked you any questions. You walk into the city, you head to the keep.
And to Barclay.
Alright, you meet up with Barclay in the keep. He greets you and says, good to see you again. Asks where your friends went. If you had...
My friends left me alone.
It says, oh, did they go searching for my niece?
Did 2.0 not like alert Harlock?
That was the whole point.
Nope.
Well,
You were with Alex. I'm sorry. You guys are together and Alex not here, so I couldn't make that happen.
I have no idea, but I hope they're definitely on the path.
Alright. He asks what he can help you with.
I need your help finding my soul-bound weapon.
Oh, he says soulbound, eh? He says, soulbound weapons were something that didn't exist until I created them. He says, if you owned a soulbound weapon, odds are it's of my make and design. He says, do you happen to have the serial number?
I have the name. Will that help?
She says, well, did you name it, or was it the factory name?
I named it.
Oh, that won't help at all. Well, do you mind if I, will you hold one of these... Will you hold one of these black soul shards for a couple of hours until I can attune your soul to it, and then using that I should be able to calibrate my devices to figure out where your sword is?
I will do anything you tell me to if you can bring it back to me.
Alright, he hands you a black soul shard, which you hold on to for a number of hours. Now, whenever you die, your soul will return to the shard first, and you can live through that, and then when you die a second time, you'll actually die. So now this soul shard is now attuned to you. You give it back to him, of course, so he can help you find your sword, so he takes the soul shard. It belongs to Barclay. He uses that information to trace the sword, which he pinpoints the location to the Earth Elemental Plane. That he also says that unless you intend on going to Earth Elemental Plane, which is very difficult, he could possibly manage to teleport it back for you at a cost.
How heavy of a cost?
He says loyalty.
Loyalty in what way?
He says, I just need to know that if I help you get this sword back, and I prove that I'm here to help you, that you'll also help me.
I will reciprocate the favor.
Yeah, favor for a favor. He says, I'll let you know whenever I think of what it is, but if I do this favor for you, you owe me a favor, basically. Fair enough?
There's no written contract, is there?
No, this is a verbal between folks. I mean, he's got your soul shard, so either way, he's going to make you do it, but yeah, it's a verbal contract, not a... It's a verbal contract, not a written contract, so yeah.
Sure.
So he says the favor to be called in at later date, and he'll help you get your sword back. And he does some configuring on his teleportation thing, and he gets this crystal dust that he has ground up, and does all kinds of mixing and magicking. And several hours later, your sword reforms in the middle of the teleporter. Zoom. You now have black magic returned to your possession.
Black magic! I'm so pumped!
So what's magical about the sword? What does it do?
It is bound
Black.
to me. It's a black,
just called
great
black
sword.
magic.
Called
That's
black
all,
magic.
it's just a
It's just the name.
It's just called black magic. That's literally the level of a 70s black exploitation
But the
film.
thing about it is, if I say I want to smash something, I have to do a will save because the sword will take over me, and I will go into rage and just start.
So anything is detrimental.
It gives him a bonus to attack. It gives him like an extra strength bonus when he attacks with it. So it does make him stronger when he uses it, whenever he's enraged.
I just have to be sure I can control myself.
Yeah, that's a will save thing.
Don't say that word you're not supposed to say.
Don't say smash. All right. And then he offers to, now that you've got your sword back, he asks if you want to wait around for your friends or if he should send you on your way somewhere else, or what are you trying to do?
I don't know. If there's any other way that a great wizard like you can help me, I would be more than welcome to be open to suggestions.
He said, well, he was hoping by now his niece would have put down another teleporter and he could teleport you to their location. But that plan seems to have fallen short. But he can order you a ship to take you wherever you like if you need to go somewhere.
I would love travel. That would be amazing.
Where do you want to go? If you have no other plans, you seem like a strong warrior. And if you offer to protect his niece, he can pay you very well in magical items if you offer to help protect his niece from harm.
Well, no, I don't know where she is. My party knows, but I don't. Well, I know that.
He will reveal that he knows exactly where Pleek is at all times.
Send me there.
There you go. Come on, you got it right. Oh man.
I will take care of your niece with black magic in hand.
All right. He says if you do this favor for him, if you make sure that Pleek comes to no harm and returns to him unharmed and with no complaints. So if Pleek can return under your safeguard with no complaints, that he will return your soul shard to you, that you will owe him no more favors if you do this for him.
Pretty good.
I accept.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
All right, he signed you up for a ship. You are now leaving Westport with a ship full of 10 troops bound for Telorix. All right, so back to you guys. You're in the city of Northport outside the Snallygaster Inn, the one and only inn in Northport. You would notice a couple things about the Northport Snallygaster Inn if you roll me some perceptions.
26 and 14.
All right, so whoever the 26, you'll notice that there's a large, about 8-foot tall gargoyle on top of the roof of this inn. Looks like a one-eyed lizard bird with like tentacles coming out of its throat. It's a very strange-looking gargoyle. Pretty much all you notice on the outside. It seems like a very dark wood-painted structure, probably made from the same wood as those localized trees from the Darkwood Forest, it would seem. It seems like a very old building, an old inn. Doesn't seem to have many rooms. Only 4 or 5 rooms in this inn. And you guys walk inside?
Yeah, we walk in.
Alright, you try to get a room for a night. Roll me a knowledge local when you walk in.
15, 9.
Alright, so you guys don't know of many of the rumors about Snallygaster Inn. But I will say that you, Harlock, this seems like the kind of place that has a reputation for being a little overpriced, and you being a shrewd business person, no matter what they try to tell you the price of the room is, you might want to try and talk them down, just because of the type of person you are. All right. So someone comes to the front desk and welcomes you guys in for the night and asks if you need a room.
Yeah.
They ask what you guys are in town for.
Nothing in particular. We're just kind of taking the sights in. Business.
No, it's just she asked you to just sign your name that's in the guest book.
Sure.
What do you guys sign? Your normal names?
And I put space and then as the last name I put man.
All right, Space Man. All right.
Yeah.
And Alec, what do you do?
I just read Viva Caligula.
All right, very good. Viva Caligula. And she asked for 2,000 gold a night. You may share a room, but they're 2,000 gold a night per room.
That's probably not an appraise.
You can appraise to know if that's a fair price. And then you can roll diplomacy to argue about it and use your appraise as like a knowledge to be like, I know that's an overpriced room.
I'm going to try and appraise first.
All right.
That's a 19.
Yeah. You've stayed in inns all over the world in some of the finest cities in the world. You even once had a vacation in Cranagris. So you know that you can get a room for less than 2,000 gold a night in almost any town. This is the only inn in town, so you might be worried that because of there's no competition, you might have to pay a high price, which most inns are range of like 10 gold a night for a cheap inn in most towns. You would know that. Some inns, if this is like the only place you could stay in town, they might be able to jack up the price a little bit, but you know that's really high to jack up a room price.
Alright, well I'm going to tell her, I've stayed in better places for less than 10 gold a night. I'm going to roll diplomacy with my...
All right.
That's a 19.
All right, she agrees and she says, I'm sorry. She says we get a lot of businessmen through here, and says this is our only way to make money. She says you seem like a wealthy businessman. She says, really, what are you guys doing in town?
Checking out alternative labor forces.
We heard you got some very skilled laborers here.
It says I don't know anything about that. She says, but if you're businessmen in town looking into business, maybe we can work up some kind of arrangement if you guys are going to be staying here more than one night, I guess. Do you want to book maybe a couple nights in a row?
Depends on what kind of deal you're going to give us.
All right.
I can go pitch a tent out in the woods.
All right. So what kind of roll of diplomacy with what kind of deal you're looking for per night? Come back with the offer. This is the back and the forth. Yeah. This is the haggle part.
Well, I really don't mind staying.
We're not that opposed to sleeping in the woods. So I'll tell you what, we'll give you 20 gold. No, my apologies. We'll give you 30 gold for 2 nights. And I'm gonna roll Diplomo. That's a 25.
All right. She'll agree. She says, yeah. All the rooms are empty anyway. If you guys will share a room for 30 gold, you can stay here for the evening.
All right, deal. Well played. Good job, man.
Sometimes we battle, sometimes we haggle. We always have fun. So join us. Tune in next time for more Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.